So lo and behold, one day we returned from our work detail and we had tower rooms at the camp. They're getting ready to close the compound down for a 4 p.m. stand-up count. However, we hear our names being called over the speaker. And it's no coincidence that it's the seven of us that work on this specific detail for recycling. So at this point, I pretty much know that it has to have something to do with her. And so she meets up with me on our way down there and she's like, hey, no matter whatever they say, just deny everything. Such and such snitched me out. They already told me she snitched me out. Well, it was no new news at the compound that basically everybody was talking about this relationship that she had that was ongoing with this sergeant or whoever he was on the military. This man who was on the military base. And so I had discussed it with her several times, and I'm basically telling her, like, don't jeopardize our whole detail. Like, don't put us in jeopardy of having to go to the shoe behind something that you're doing. And she kept assuring me that, hey, everything is fine. Don't worry about it. They don't have nothing on me. And so, of course, this day, we're standing outside our counselor's office. And they call us all inside. It's both counselors in there. And so they said, y'all want to start telling me what's going on out at the base? And so they're calling my friend out. And so while they're calling her out, the one girl who we weren't too fond of basically starts saying, yeah, I seen y'all kissed on the base and he gave you a naked drink. And so I'm looking like, is she really in here saying that? And the girl just kept saying it. And so the counselor was like, so is this true? Give me all y'all identification cards right now. And told us to step outside because we got in, like, everybody was basically in the office arguing. And I'm in there trying to diffuse everything, basically saying, like, this is untrue. This never happened. I never seen anything like this going on the base before. Like, she's just mad because she's lazy and she don't want to work. And so they're like, step outside right now, everybody. We need to make a phone call. So at this point, I'm peed. I'm like, we're all finna go to the shoe right now because of this. And so while we're standing outside, I'm asking the girl, like, why would you go and say something? Like, why did you say something? And she was like, oh, I'm sick of that B. She out here with that man, getting all kind of things out on the base and stuff. And I'm tired of her talking to me crazy. Like, all kind of stuff is just going on at this point. And so we all get in a yelling match because I'm mad and I'm like, you finna send the whole crew to the shoe. Like, we're literally all finna be in the shoe right now. She just said they was finna make a phone call, which means SIS and SIA is finna come and get us and we're all history. And so we're outside for about a good 15 minutes and they call us back. So at this point, our counselor makes it clear to us, this is the only warning that you girls are gonna get. If I hear anything about this further, if I get another word, if I hear somebody come back and say anything about this issue on the base, y'all all going straight to the shoe and y'all can just get shipped out and they can just deal with it from there. So, of course, we leave with like a little sign of relief because we're not going to the shoe. So I meet up later on with my friend this day and we walk the track together. And so I'm walking the track with her and I'm basically telling her, hey, this can't happen no more. You need to tell the guy that he needs to lay off. He don't need to be coming around our job detail. He don't need to be meeting you because I've seen you several times. Our boss has seen you. His wife has saw you. Everybody who's contractors that work with us have seen you, and it's the talk of the base. Well, the next day they get onto her, the contractors at the base. Like, they're basically telling her, hey, if we find out that you're on the base and you're seeing this guy or we see you with this guy, that's it. Your history, we're taking you back to the camp. You're not allowed to come back out here and work anymore. We're not going to risk this contract because of you. And so she agreed, fine. Well, working on the base, you come across so many things because everything that's recyclable comes in through recycle. So if it's cell phones, that's thrown over there at the base. So once we're going through all this stuff, we're finding cell phones. We're finding everything that you can imagine that people don't want on the base. So one day we're going through all this recycling stuff and we're putting everything where it's supposed to go. And like whatever section is supposed to go in, if it's cell phones, we normally take that type of stuff and we turn it over to the contractors. So we come across maybe like 8 or 9 iPhones this day. Chargers, they're inside of the iPhone cases and everything. And so we come across strange other like communication devices that we really don't know what they are. And so she's like, yeah, let me go turn this stuff in. So I'm thinking that this girl has went and actually turned everything in when she absolutely did not. And so rumor starts to get out soon that she has sold several cell phones on the compound. At this point, I'm done with her. Like, I literally pull her to the side and have a conversation with her. I say, hey, so what happened with the cell phones? Because people are saying that the cell phones are here on the compound. Do you know what would happen if they found that those cell phones are here on the compound? And for those of you who don't know, because I know there's people on the internet, here on TikTok who talk about, oh, cell phones, you get them for this amount of money, you get them in. You don't really get in trouble for them. Oh, this happened to me or that happened to me. Well, I'm going to tell you like this. At FMC Carswell, if you're caught with a cell phone, you're catching a new charge. And I'm talking about it's going to be a free world charge, and you're going to get some time stacked on top of that time. So in the midst of this conversation that I'm having with her, she's basically getting upset, like telling me, I already told y'all don't have nothing to worry about, this and that. And so I'm pretty much telling her, if the whole compound is talking, we have a lot to worry about, because you are jeopardizing our entire work detail. I like my job. I like to go out every day. I'm here because I want to be able to go there, and I want to be able to follow the rules while I'm here so that I can go home. And so I don't think that she understood the depth of what she was doing and what she was getting herself into. Well, December rolls around, and they're giving away turkeys on the base, and we're out there and we're working. Well, I remember we are going through recycling. Like I tell you, we pretty much came across a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We come across some type of military airman uniforms. When she seen these, because they look so unique, she took one and she wrapped it up really, really good, and she put it somewhere outside. I watched her do this. And she left one day. Lo and behold, to us, she went on the base, put on this uniform that was for like some type of air person, and attended a whole military party with this married man on the base. She comes back and returns before it's time for us to leave to go back to the compound, and she comes with pies and cakes and cookies and everything, ham, and we're asking her where she coming from with these plates of food. And she's basically telling our contract workers, oh, somebody came and dropped this off and donated it to the ladies over here. But she tells me, hey, my friend, he took me to a party and I got to eat and talk with people over there, and I wore that uniform. And I could not believe that she had done such a thing and that she was able to do this and pass it off without getting in any trouble. And so, of course, I'm like, well, that's on her, because at this point, she's going to keep doing what she wants to do. And I've had every conversation that I could with her. And so around this time, the housekeeping detail, some of these ladies are in the room with me. They're, of course, talking about this too, but a few of them take sick. We're almost maybe like a week before Christmas. One person on the compound is sick, going to medical, but they're not testing this person for COVID. Of course, COVID is ramping up back across the street again. This is December of 2021. And so it wasn't long until several people from the housekeeping detail, which 3 of those people lived in a room with me, because the base rooms were, although we lived with base people, we didn't live directly